I think the biggest fake news I've seen today is that Kent State invited you, a CNN reporter, to come preach ethics of journalism to a bunch of journalist students.
Did I preach? I hope I didn't preach.
You did.
But
You
anyway,
preached
all right.
ethics.
You preached 11 points.
Yes.
Hey, you listen!
Which it would be nice if you practiced what you preached. We just grilled Brian Stelter on a handful of questions here at Kent State University because Kent State decided to have him come and speak on ethics in journalism when we all know that CNN is fake news. Sorry. Oh my gosh. All right. Are you going to redact the Russia Collusion stories you guys have been pushing when it finally comes out? Like, how many more years until no evidence comes forward? Are you guys going to wait to do a retraction on that?
So your question is framed wrong. We are not pushing a story.
You keep reporting that there's this Russia collusion between
CNN
Trump.
does not keep reporting that.
Oh, so there's not a collusion between Trump and the
CNN
Russians?
is reporting on ongoing federal investigations
Okay.
into a possible criminal conspiracy to influence the election. There is obviously an enormous amount of evidence that the Russians attacked the United States.
There's no evidence that the Trump
I
administration
can't have a
colluded
conversation with
Russia.
someone who doesn't recognize the evidence of Russia's attack into the United States in 2016. The evidence is, shocking and
So are we
voluminous.
what evidence can you name it off? What evidence you're referring to?
I'm talking about the Russian troll farms. I'm talking about the evidence about Assange and WikiLeaks
Okay, where's
dumping
Trump
documents.
come into play there, though?
I didn't say Trump came into play
Okay, so
in that.
Trump has nothing to do with this Russia collusion story you guys keep pushing?
So I'm a media reporter, and what I know is that we're not pushing a collusion story. We are covering an ongoing investigation. I think it's a common mistake that some people make to say we are pushing a narrative instead of covering a story.
So you aren't...
Are you pushing a narrative or are you covering a story?
Well, here's what I want to say. If, in fact, you guys aren't pushing a narrative that Trump colluded with the Russians, can I just get you to say Trump didn't collude with the Russians as far as evidence has
you're
shown?
engaging in stunts, and I respect that. I think it's a clever stunt. However, I'm a media reporter. I don't know what is going to be found.
Okay.
I think there's a hell of a lot of smoke, and I think we should all be frightened about that as Americans. A lot of smoke, but no, the fire has not been fully found yet. That is why the federal government is investigating.
Okay, so how many years is it going to take for CNN to issue a retraction that Trump didn't collude with the Russians?
Again, you're making that mistake of assigning CNN when in fact it's the Justice Department that is ongoing with an investigation. You should. I think it would be fun for you to stake out Robert Mueller's office.
Well, CNN has said...
Have you tried that? That would actually be really good TV.
CNN has alluded to there being a mountain of evidence on Trump, that there was Russian collusion.
When you
and
say
yet-
CNN, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about CNN and many of their...
CNN employs thousands of people. Are you talking about a particular show or anchor or reporter?
Yeah, I'm talking about Chris Cuomo, you.
And so what has Cuomo done that you're saying is wrong?
I'm talking about how you guys have essentially been claiming for years now that Trump has colluded with the Russians, and yet
Can you
still
find a
don't
quote
have
where I've said
evidence
that?
coming out yet that says that.
So I think you should go to transcripts.cnn.com. Look at the transcripts of my show. Try to find an example of me saying, quote, Trump colluded with the Russians. You're not going to find it because I've never said it. I don't know if it's true.
On behalf of CNN,
Okay, so-
are you
so-
willing to-
Well, I'm not a spoke.
Okay,
Sure,
so
yeah, excuse me a minute.
you're retracting that then, essentially. You're saying that
I'm
you've
not
never
a-
said that he's colluded with the Russians.
I'm not a spokesman for CNN, and I can't retract something that I haven't said before.
Okay.
What I've said on the air is that there's a lot of smoke, and that someone should find the fire. And that's what federal investigators are doing. And I think your objection is actually to the federal investigation of the alleged criminal conspiracy. I want you to have a little bit more of an open mind about CNN. We're not all evil people.
I'm sorry, but there have been so many instances of fake news with CNN that, my open mind has been convicted that CNN is not a trustworthy news source. I mean, you guys say you're the most
Read my
trusted
newsletter
source in
tonight.
news. Well, you're the most
Read my
fake
newsletter
source in
tonight
news.
and try to find anything inaccurate.
I think it's
And then
quite-
email me tomorrow. I'm bstelter@gmail.
I think the biggest fake news I've seen today is that Kent State invited you, a CNN reporter, to come preach ethics of journalism to a bunch of journalist students.
Did I preach? I hope I didn't preach.
You did. You
But anyway,
preached
all right.
ethics.
You preached
and
11
you
points.
Yes.
Hey, you listen!
Which it would be nice if you practiced what you preached.
Hey, I always want to get better. Do you always want to keep improving?
Yes, I do.
I always
want to keep
improving.
but I'm not admitting I'm perfect. I know Infowars doesn't admit they're perfect, but I don't think that Infowars should be banned by essentially having to make retractions every once in a while, just like CNN
You gotta
has
stake out
done
Zuckerberg's
multiple
house.
times.
You gotta stake out Zuckerberg's house. Where's Zuck? You gotta stake him out.
Yeah, but don't you
Stake
think?
out Cheryl.
Don't you think, as a fellow
Stake out Jack.
journalist, you know,
Market
CNN
Street.
has been pushing. I know Jim Acosta especially has been pushing the hashtag free press because of Trump's criticism of CNN and of its reporters. Now, don't you think that that defense should also be covered in, you know, alternative journalists? Because after all, these alternative journalists and reporting sites like Infowars only exist because of the lack of credibility of mainstream media outlets like CNN. So essentially, your guys' bad reporting has created alternative news media as to how big it is today.
What's the question?
My question is, do you guys see the correlation here that you guys are responsible for creating alternative news sites
I think it's
popularity
good. I think
by being fake news?
Let a thousand flowers blossom, right? I'm only here today because I was able to learn HTML and make a website. So you're never going to hear me disagree. Everybody should be able to make a website and compete in the court of public opinion.
Unless
Your
it's
objection is with Facebook. I've never asked for anybody to be banned, but your objection.
So will
No,
you
I
say,
did not.
Will you
See,
say
once
free
again,
Alex Jones?
That's interesting. I've really got to go write my newsletter,
Will
but
you
that's
say
an interesting
free Alex
comment.
Jones?
No, but hold on. Let me take that.
Come on, say
Let me just
free
take
Alex
it.
Jones.
No, because you said something really interesting. So
Free Alex
one
Jones.
night on Anderson's show,
Let's hear it.
I said, you know, when Trump is making threats on Twitter, this is an issue for Twitter. He threatened North Korea on January 2nd of last year. And so on that day, what I said was, you know, Twitter's facing questions about what it's going to do. You interpret that as me urging Twitter to ban him. That's bull, and you know it's bull.
You know what you were
But
trying to do.
right-wing
You know
outlets
exactly what
took
you were
that
trying to do.
quote,
You just
misstated
said that
it.
he was threatening North Korea.
Correct. I don't know what
And
Twitter
then
should
you
do
say
about
Twitter, this is a violation of
How
your
is asking
services.
questions any different than what you're doing asking questions?
I am not saying you threatened somebody.
Okay. You've already made some pretty weird claims against me earlier, but that's okay. Asking
Are you
questions.
threatened by me?
No, I'm not.
So if
asking
you're admitting
questions,
that what an
asking
Infowars
questions
reporter
is
is
not the
doing
same.
is no different than you, why should this Infowars, you know, news
I'm not
outlet be
saying it should.
banned?
I'm not
but
saying it should.
CNN
Perfect. He's not saying that it should be
I'm not
banned.
saying it should
Can
or
you
shouldn't.
say free Alex
It's not up
Jones
for me to
us?
say. It's up
Say
to Mark
free Alex
Zuckerberg.
Jones.
Let's hear it.
Here, let's hear. You support ethical journalism. That means no censorship for any type of journalist outlet. Say it. Free Alex Jones. Say you support the uncensorship of Alex Jones. Say it for everyone to hear.
It's a very good stunt.
Free Alex Jones.
I give you credit for trying.
Say free Infowars.
I respect the game. I respect the
Can you
player.
say free News Wars?
I gotta go write my
So he
newsletter.
doesn't believe in free speech.
All right.
That's a good way to end.
That's,
That's really clever.
Yeah, I mean, if
really
you can't
clever.
say it, I would say free CNN, even though I think you guys are the most fake news there is out there.
If you go and stake out Facebook and get them to answer,
The pendulum will swing
send
one
me
day.
the link. Email me
You
the
know,
link.
I said this to Jim
That's the
Acosta when I
story.
ran into him
These
last
tech
time.
companies.
The pendulum will swing one day, and CNN will be the one being banned from different social media sites and platforms. And then when you guys come crying about the censorship, there's not going to be other people who actually do believe in free speech, like Infowars, to come out and defend you. Because Infowars would defend your right to speech, even though we utterly disagree with it.
I got you. I know you. Can I follow you on Twitter?
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your handle?
Millie Weaver?
That's what I want to follow up.
Yeah, I called.
Okay.
Tweeted me once.
Yeah, I got you. All right, I gotta go right.
All right, bye,
I appreciate the chat.
Nice to.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Too bad we
Nice to
couldn't
meet
get you to acknowledge that we should free Alex Jones.
Hey.
But hey, you know.
Next
We'll
time.
get him one day, brother.
It's time to show them what a real alpha male looks like with one of our most powerful products ever made, Alpha Power, at 50% off. As you age, your body can lose testosterone over time. With the incredible ingredients in this formula, we can help you beat the test of time and assist in restoring that lost energy and mood that comes with time and age. Alpha Power's incredible ingredients can help you boost your sports performance or enhance your day-to-day life with ease while encouraging hormonal balance. Perfect by itself or with super male vitality in the true Alpha Male Pack. Alpha Power can help boost performance, help maintain normal testosterone levels, support healthy cholesterol, and more. Let Alpha Power help bring you to the peak of your optimal health. Don't fall short on energy in the fight against tyranny. Show the world what a true alpha male looks like today with Alpha Power at 50% off, only at the Infowars store.